From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
It is I, your quintessential talk show host, administering a daily dose of common sense in a crazy world that we live. It is a Wednesday. It is November 1st, Hump Day. That's right, 2017. And we did enjoy trick-or-treating last night. We didn't do the traditional door-to-door kind of thing, but in a way we did. We were at the West Shore Mall in Tampa with the grandbabies and, toddlers, okay? 1-year-old Alicia, she was so cute, and man, she's heavy. But we went store to store and filled up the pumpkin with candy, and she was Superwoman. And she was looking so cute. Oh, so adorable. I know, I need to post a picture. She's just, she loves Grandpa. Oh, yeah. She's got to have, she can't get it. I don't know what it is with girls. They just, that's what my wife says. They have no idea, but she's crazy about me, and I'm glad she is. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and then I have another stepdaughter, 23 and 24 from my wife's first marriage, but I met those two girls that are now having families of their own when they were 4 and 5. But I'm going along with it. I mean, it's a little young to have kids, but they're happy with who they're with, and they both have great jobs. I couldn't be happier. And I thought I'd be grandpa in, my 50s and 60s and that kind of thing. But, hey, I'll take it. It's all right, because people will look at me like, you're grandpa already? I'm like, do I look like a grandpa? What's a grandpa look like? I don't have the cane right now. But that's cool because I can do things with the kids now. And that's okay. And I'm just going to be transparent about this because some of you parents might be able to relate about this. Some of you empty nesters might understand it. But we had Kaylee, she's 14, still living in the house. And it's going to be tough when she moves out, but you got the grandkids, which is kind of nice. And I don't think my daughter's ever going to move too far away. She might get an art scholarship. I am so proud of her. She did this essay with this amazing painting to go along with it. And she's been dabbling in art her whole life, pretty much. And she's just gotten better and better and better at it. And out of her whole school, they're going to go ahead and they're presented someplace else. I'm not sure exactly where that is. But I'm very proud of her. I was telling her on the school, and she said, come on, you could tell her, just stop doting over me, But I said, I'm proud of you. I mean, it was great. It was deep and good thought and imaginative and all these other, all right, Dad, that's enough. But she did say, she says, I never thought that I was going to win. And I said, that's what's got me so excited, that people are recognizing what I have seen all along. I mean, her teachers through the years would point out pictures and stuff like that on the wall and say, you know whose painting that is? And I'm like, whose? That's your daughter's. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I knew she was good, but, we didn't see all the art that she was, she'd do this at school. And then they would find it up on the wall there, and this has been going on for years. But anyways, proud parent, and very, very happy that she's doing well, and I want her to reach for the stars, as Casey Kasem would say. What was it? Keep your feet on the ground and keep looking to the stars. Yeah, that's not my best Casey Kasem. I could do it better. But, hey, this terror attack, this Sayfullo Saipoc, as my first hour, if you listened to it, if you didn't, we're just recapping the terror attack and also how this terrorist got in to the United States 7 years ago, as a matter of fact, from Uzbekistan under the diversity visa program. More details coming out of Sayfullo Saipoc's travel to America that could become all the more important. And I think this pretty much solidifies, in a lot of ways, President Trump's purposes and the revisions to his extreme vetting program. I think this is going to give him, but I'm telling you, mark my words, Dems are going to be going nuts over this. They're not going to like it one iota. They're not going to like it because they're the ones that came up with this diversity program. It needs to be more on a merit program, which is being suggested, meaning that if you don't offer anything educational, if you don't offer anything that helps this country, then why should we just let you in for no apparent reason to be a freeloader? We got millions of people, folks, face it. There's millions of people that have come over here that do nothing for America. I hate to say it. Now, I understand that there are folks here in our country that are deadbeats too. But they're American citizens. They were homegrown. And that bogs down the system too, and I get that. So I'm not down on all immigrants, or I'm not anti-immigrant or anything like that. We're all immigrants, okay? I'm an immigrant. My grandparents came over from England. I have Dutch in me, English, all right? So I get that people are from all over, but it is a privilege, and it should always be just that, to come into the country. And as Kennedy admonished so eloquently, that ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for the country. And people are not doing that. They're taking advantage of our good nature. And we cannot be a doormat to would-be terrorists that come over from these terrorist states. So there is going to be a crackdown on it. You will hear a lot of rhetoric that's going to come from the left, people calling the deplorables that have voted for Donald Trump, or anybody that has just one conservative bone in them, as being a bigot, a homophobe, anti-immigrant, etc., etc., etc. Well, the diversity visa program, which is a State Department program which offers a lottery. So if you don't know how this works, it's like a lottery from countries with few immigrants in America, drew the ire of Trump. And he's talking about it because this is what they started out in the 90s, which allowed this terrorist to get into our country. Diversity program. Trump tweeted, "We are fighting hard for merit-based immigration. No more Democrat lottery system. We must get much tougher and smarter." He says the terrorists came into our country through what is called the diversity visa lottery program. And he calls Chuck Schumer out. And he goes, "A Chuck Schumer beauty. I want merit-based. We're fighting hard for merit-based immigration. No more Democrat lottery system. We must get smarter. We must get smarter." Do you agree with Donald Trump? Do you disagree? Tell me your thoughts right now on Facebook at For the People Show. That's all together, For the People Show. And comment right now. Weigh in. Whether you agree or you disagree, it's okay. I have excellent conversations with libs all over the country. I'm not hateful. I'm not a hater. I'm just trying to come to the truth. And that's all I want. But I want safety for all of us that live here. There's a lot of folks that, for whatever reason, and I don't know if it comes from upbringing, but there's a lot of unpatriotic Americans that live in this country. They really don't see the need to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And mind you, folks, this is really sad. They don't even know the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. They don't know what it is. They don't know the word, very few. Ask them to recite it. That's sad. Every American should know the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, we used to do that in school. And some schools still do. Many don't. Why? Because they don't want to offend anybody. Oh, my dear God. It says God in it. They don't want that. You can't recognize a supreme being, a superior being that may have actually made everything. Well, but no. We can't do that. By the way, the diversity program makes up to 50,000 immigrant visas, and they make them available annually. It's drawn from random selection among all entries to individuals who are from countries with low rates of immigration to the U.S., according to the U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services website. You can go there. U.S. Citizen and Immigration Service website. Applicants must prove they have a clean criminal record, have a high school diploma or equivalent, or have at least 2 years of work experience within the past 5 years in order to qualify. This program originated as part of a bill introduced in 1990 by Senator who? Chuck Schumer, you're correct. The Dem from New York, then a member of the House. Schumer's measure to make a set number of visas available of diversity immigrants from certain countries was absorbed into a larger House immigration bill, which was supported by Schumer and 31 others, and sadly, including some Republicans. But this was mainly a Dem deal. Oh, yeah. But the House legislation passed in bipartisan. So what was it? The contested vote, 231 to 192. But contested. While the Senate version containing the diversity immigrants part passed more easily, 89 to 8, and went on to be signed then by President George H.W. Bush in 1990. And the program has been in the crosshairs of Congress several times, but more recently, when the Reforming America Immigration for a Strong Economy Raise Act, sponsored by Senator Tom Cotton, called for its elimination, the Trump House came out and supported the bill, calling the DV program outdated. Yeah, the Trump White House came out in support of the bill, but he said it was outdated, adding that it serves questionable economic and humanitarian interest. Schumer responded to Trump's comments today, calling on the president to rescind proposed cuts to vital anti-terrorism funding in his budget. He doesn't want the sanctuary in your city, you nincompoop. I wish he was right here because that's exactly what I'd be calling him. He gives safe harbor and sanctuary to these idiots to begin with, so they can continue living amongst them and do these things, and not being able to profile, not even be able to listen or eavesdrop when they know that there's stuff going on inside those mosques. But no, don't allow it to do it. See, these people enable these programs to go on. Yeah, let them, and there's going to be many more. Believe me. What does he say today? He says, I've always believed and continue to believe that immigration is good for America, the senator said in a statement. President Trump, instead of polarizing and dividing America, which he has always seemed to do at times at national tragedy, should be focusing on the real solution, anti-terrorism funding, which he proposed cutting in his most recent budget. My full statement in response to President Trump's proposed funding cuts to anti-terrorism efforts. He says you'll stay tuned because you'll hear more from my mouth. He says, thanks to NYPD for rapidly responding to tragic situation downtown. Worried and saddened to hear about the injuries and loss of life, he said on Twitter. Saipoc is accused of killing 8 people. We know he mowed them down. He injured 11 people. Once again, if for whatever reason you're tuning in, did not hear about this, but he rented a truck from Home Depot and got in the truck and down in New York City bike lane, plowing into pedestrians before slamming into a school bus. So that's it in a nutshell. With all due respect, Senator Schumer, you cannot have people coming into this